everybody. I hope you're having a great day today. My name's Cody and I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Just gonna head down to the market there and yeah, a dang old wind sure makes it hard to record outside. I hope it's not picking up too much of that interference there, but I think I might need to get myself a, what I call them, an external microphone with a muffler on it. That might help. I'm back in the market building now, and we are going to go later on and get that greenhouse pulled out of that junk pile and back down here to get it set up. But right now I have a more pressing job to take care of, so I just wanted to show you guys what I've been working on this past week here. So most of you know I've got a lot of plants out in my growing fields. Every year I like to add to the stockpile, so I'll bring in different plants from different growers and those sorts of things. Some plants I end up selling, some plants I end up keeping here to grow to divide for later. This past week I have been potting up some of that order, and it's been sitting in the market's place right now. So just wanted to give you a little pan over as to what we've been doing here. These are some daylilies. There we go. And I'll come up here, and back there is all peonies. Let me step back here. So, like I said, this building, we use it for our farmers market, and we get about, I guess, 8 to 10 vendors on this side. Now, we do have a market coming up in 2 weeks, so I do feel a little bit of that time crunch. I have to get everything potted and moved. We got 4,000 plants that I need to get taken care of here. This is just a quarter of that. So that greenhouse is going to be where these guys end up going. But for right now, it's a little bit cold out there, so I've been working in here, getting everything potted up and looking good. So these ones I'll have available for sale at our weekly markets here, starting pretty quick. I think either mid-May or a little bit after that. But yeah, so that's what we're doing this morning, is working on getting a few more of these plants potted up. So this is my workstation here. I have pots filled with soil all ready to go, and then back here it's my potting area there. It is a kiddie pool, but it works great to keep all that extra dirt and soil contained in one place. It's easier to work in there, fill pots. I don't make a big mess, which is fantastic. And all in all, for me, it works really, really well. So if you've got a lot of potting to do, highly recommend using a little kiddie pool. And we are dividing these large clump peony roots. So I don't know if, I'm sure you can see there. All these pink little nodes, those are their eyes, and what they're going to turn into eventually is the actual stem, the leaf, and then the flower of the peony plant. And I've got these large clumps here, and what I normally do is I'll sell a peony clump as a 2 to 3 eye cutting. So this one has about 10 to 12 eyes on there, so you can probably get 3 or 4 plants out of this one guy here. So my job this morning is to get, I think I need 25 red, 25 pink. So that's just a red and a pink variety that I've got. Anywho, that doesn't matter. My job this morning is to divide these guys up so that I can get enough plants filled for the pots here. So I'll take you through just a little bit of what I'm trying to do for cutting here. Here is our large chunk of a peony. Now I like to use a very sharp X-Acto knife when I'm doing it. It just makes cutting it a lot easier. And what I'm looking for is a big root chunk with 2 to 3 eyes on it. So you just have to get a little bit creative sometimes when you're cutting them up. But let's see if I can't find some extra plants out of this one root here. Okay, there we go. So this one has 2 eyes, 1, 2. It's got a nice root chunk on there, and yeah, it'll grow into a very nice peony. So I'm going to put that one aside here. Okay, there we go. We've got another chunk here. So that's 1 little eye there, if that'll focus. And then that's 2 and 3. Oh, there's even 4 there. So that's really good. It's got a nice non-suggestive root cutting there with a bunch of eyes, 3 to 4. So that's really good. I'll put that one up here. So sometimes when you're working with them too, just give them a little bit of a wiggle, and you'll see here, this guy feels quite loose. So I'm not going to cut. I'm just going to gently see about separating him from the plant there. And yeah, it popped off really good. So it's a little bit smaller of a root piece that I normally like to do, but it'll still be perfectly fine. So we've got 1, 2, 3 eyes there, and a nice chunk of root. so that we've got 4 plants now, and I think I can get one more out of this guy. So I'm just going to take it and cut them right here. And there we go. So this is another piece here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 eyes total on this one, maybe 7. So that's really good. And then this guy down here, I can see 3, 3 to 4. So that's another really good chunk there. Okay, so as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 nice little plants that we can pot up and add to the market space. So that from that one clump, like I say, we got 5 plants. That's a really good way to divide and grow your plants. And as a nursery, that's what we do, is divide plants and pot them and sell them. When we're potting, we'll make sure we got a nice, good potting mix. Usually it's a mix of, well, a base of peat and a few other things. But you want to make sure that it's light and fluffy, well draining, but it also holds moisture so that you don't have to worry about the plant drying out very quickly. So what I like to do is fill up the bottom of the plant, or the pot, sorry. And when you plant peonies, they say you want the crown about 2 inches below the surface level. So I don't know if you can see there, but normally when people pick these up, they should plant them just flush with the ground. So if I put this guy here, that should roughly be the crown, which is the part where the stem comes out of the root. So there's the crown. So I want this to be 2 inches below soil, not this down here. So this will be 2 inches below the soil depth. So if I fill my pot up to within 2 inches of the top of the pot, that way I know that the crown is going to be 2 inches at surface level when I fill it up. So then we'll fill it up. There we go. Pack it down too much, and there we go. So the crown is 2 inches below surface level. We've got some nice stems coming out of the surface there, and a nice little peony that's going to go to market here right away. So I'm going to get this tagged, add it with the other ones, and then I'll get on the other ones that we got to get done. There we go. So we got the last of the peonies done, the 25 of the pink and 25 of the red, and they're all tagged, and they just watered them in lightly, and good to go. So we got about 1,000 peonies here that are potted and ready to go, but now they need a place to stay, because obviously the girls would not be too happy if I left this go on for another 2 weeks, because we have our next market coming up in the middle of May. So I have to be out of here again. It's kind of like the wood shop 2.0. I'm getting evicted. But that's okay, I just have to find a new space for myself to go, and that's fine. That's what we're going to do now. So let's go back up to the yard, get the tractor going, and drag out that, whatever you call it, the greenhouse there. And let's see how that goes. the components for the greenhouse are down here now. I've got the hoops, the door, some of the connecting bits, and I'm missing a little bit of the hardware for it. So some of the bolts and the clamps, they must have been lost in the move here, so that might slow us down a little bit. But that's okay. I'm not going to build today. I'm going to get it laid out today just to kind of see what the footprint looks like. And yeah, so let's get some of it laid out. Alright, we're back inside the grow room now, so really sorry about that window there, guys. I need to get a muffler mic or something like that just to cut that window. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't have all the pieces to put the greenhouse up today, so I got it laid out there just a little bit, and I'm going to look for those parts just so I can all get it together there, but don't expect it to take too long. But hopefully the wind will die down too, and that'll be another big, big thing that we don't have to fight with when putting up that greenhouse. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update. We planted these guys 5 days ago because I know there were a lot of people who were struggling to get their tomato seeds started. So I just wanted to share with you how I was doing it. So like I say, these guys have been in here for 5 days. I'm going to take the cover off and have a look here. So it looks pretty good. From what I can see, it looks pretty close to 100% germination rate. So I tried to sow 1 seed per cell. So there are 5 that haven't germinated yet, but that doesn't mean that they won't germinate in a little bit here. So out of 72 cells, we only had 5 that didn't germinate. So if we do a rough math estimate there, that is what, 5 didn't germinate out of 72, so I believe that's roughly 7% of them didn't germinate. So that means we have a 93% success rate on these guys here. So I think that's pretty darn good. So all in all, I'd say that's really good. You know, it's not 100%, nothing in life ever is, but to get 93% I think is a really good thing for sure. So yeah, I think if you want to check out that video how we did it, I'll try to link it in the description. It's just a couple videos back there, but go check it out if you struggle with growing tomatoes and those sorts of things. Well, there we go. That was another fun day. Everything went along pretty smoothly, other than that wind, you know, and missing those parts of the greenhouse. But if everything went perfectly, then it wouldn't be a typical day here, so that's okay. But I've got a lot more potting up to do yet, but I'm going to end the video here, just because I don't think anyone wants to sit and watch me pot 3,000 more plants. At least I don't think anybody wants to see that. So yeah, I'm going to end the video off here. I want to thank everybody so much for watching and following along and hanging out with me today. But whatever it is that you get up to for the rest of the day there, I hope you have a great day. So take care, guys, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye now. Last year, I befriended a pigeon that was hanging around the marketplace. It's kind of an unusual one. He was white and brown. I think they call that piebald. And he was really strange. He wouldn't fly away from me. He'd come up and he'd take food from me. I gave him water and shelter. And yeah, I think we were buddies. But a little while after we became friends, he stopped coming around. And I didn't want to think the worst, that he got eaten by one of the owls or anything like that. So I just kind of tucked that away in my memory. And I just saw a piebald pigeon fly away with 2 other pigeons. So I'd like to think that Chester's come back and he's got a family now with him. So hopefully we can see Chester a little bit more.